sense.
Go. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing, man? It's the radio guys. We coming at y'all again. You hear me? We made a few changes. We still got the brethren with us, okay? Topic for today, okay, is racism still alive in America in 2020? All right. We got our fellas with us. We got Adam O. Excuse me. We got Rothstein. We got Stinkowski. And the professor, well, he was on here. He'll come back. so again, as I stated, the topic for today is racism still alive in America in 2020. All right. So I'm gonna just jump right in. No monologue for real. Um, at least for the past 400 plus years, as African Americans, blacks, uh, people of darker pigmentation have experienced racism, whether it's blatantly, systematic, uh, just a whole host of things that shows the disparity between our counterparts. Everybody wants to be treated equal, all right? Uh, of course, we don't.
I'm just chilling with my people right now. That's all.
Huh? So check this out. In 2019.
All right then. All right.
In 2019, an executive staffing firm, okay, they looked at CEOs of Fortune 500 companies and S&P 500 companies. 8.7% of the 675 companies in the study had CEOs of color. Okay. As of 2020, only 4 of those Fortune 500 have black CEOs. That's pharmaceuticals, Merck and Company, home improvement retailers, Lowe's, fashion holding companies, tapestries and insurance companies, TIAA. There we go. Fella, you good, man? So another thing, I got a few things that I had looked up, and I'm gonna just read a couple of them off. Black Americans are more likely than our white Americans to be arrested. Once they are arrested, they are more likely to be convicted, and once convicted, they are more likely to experience lengthy prison sentence. Okay. For example, we had a few years ago had the little guy. He ran up in the church in South Carolina and shot the 9 people. All of them died. They took his ass to Burger King to get a hamburger and some water. We had a guy not too long after that. He robbed a store and they gave him 20 years. Not we comparing apples to oranges, but on the same time, because he robbed that store and he was black, he got them 20 years. But the other guy, they took him right to Burger King and get some water. But I'm not gonna speak too long on it. I'm gonna let everybody speak, and I'm gonna come back with a few more facts. Stink, what's your take on it?
Well, I mean, it's obvious that race is still here. Back in the day, people used to hide it so much. Now, I mean, they're not even afraid to hide. They have them Nazi signs on their doors, and everybody voicing their opinion now, and they don't care what you think now. Racism's gonna always still be here, no matter how many people deny it and say that it's not here. Me myself, the job that I work at, they quick to promote white people, and then they look and make excuses for the black people. But the point being of that is, they're not gonna come out and tell you that racism is still here. They're just gonna promote the white people, make excuses, and demote the black people, and act like nothing ain't never happened. But it's definitely her. My mom's worked at this. I ain't gonna say the name of it, but she worked at this place 35 years, 2 jobs, and constantly this white manager stayed on the case. The whole kitchen was white, and one black person was my mom's. She came home crying every night, and then all she ever do is complain that the manager cussed her out, talked to her bad. So I already knew racism stuff, but I broke his ass off something though. I caught his ass in the parking lot.
I don't think you're supposed to say that on camera though, dog.
It's all good. We edited it out.
Rothstein, what you think, man? Well, what's your take? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say I know it exists, but I'm gonna touch on a different part of it. I ain't gonna go black on white. I'm gonna go black on black because I'm gonna say the way people view things, because a lot of times how I would view things is I didn't want to do shit around a whole lot of people of my color, because every time we got together, it was always some shit. So I ended up kind of being racist towards my people because I didn't really want to mess with black people. If I was going to a club or something, it had to be a mixed club. Couldn't be an all-black club. And so it's sometimes you do it and you really don't even trip off you doing it, but it is black on white racism too, because I experienced that. Even to the point of where I remember when we used to stay down over there by Fairground Park, I used to have white cops pull me over all the time. For nothing, go through the car, turn it up, and then have you drop your pants in the middle of Grand right in front of the store. On Grand, and everybody know Grand a busy street, so you standing out with your hands behind your back, and they saying because you clenched up while they trying to grope you, you're hiding some, and your damn pants all the way down to your ankles.
Especially right there in front of that liquor store where the McDonald's used to be.
This was, yeah, right there. This was in front of the Snooks, though. Right
Yeah.
in front of where the Snooks used to be, right there at Grand and Lee. And so, I mean, everything is, like you said, being played out today. I still think that, and I'm going to say that I believe some white folks still try to hide their racism, but with the way social media is these days and everybody got phones and everything, that's why it's more rampant and out here, and so everybody can see it now because of all these electronic devices. Because they really wouldn't want you to know that they racist or nothing like that.
Right. Adamo, what's your take?
I mean, it's an easy question. Racism is always going to be alive. It's not going nowhere. You know, it's always going to be here. Is it to what people make it out to be? Is it big like we think it is? I don't think it's that big, but it is alive though. I think we get caught up into just this, because racism is something that you can't always see. So when it's something that you can't see, you kind of think that it's bigger than what it is. But I think it's not as big as like when my mother them and our grandmothers, when they came up. To me, I think it's a lot better than what it used to be. But it is alive and it's kicking. And what can you do about it?
Well, I'm going to answer that question that you just said at the end. True, what's your take? This dude here.
Come back to him, man.
So yeah, we're gonna come back to him, but to answer your question, what could we do about it? It's a few things now. The few things or the examples that I'm gonna use, some of them you can't implement. It's all on, it's right here. You know what I'm saying? It's right here because you have to know what you're doing, and it's right here because you got to have the heart to do it. If do like they do to us, infiltrate. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by infiltrate, if you got people that's willing to want to make a change and get on the police force or get on your council boards, the alderman boards, and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you're going to have overnight change, but you can do that. Now, don't get me wrong. We are not our ancestors. You dig what I'm saying? And if you going to burn shit up, please go out there where they stay. Don't do it in your own neighborhood.
But
The thing is, it don't even matter about burning the shit up because they not fucking, most of them not fucking losing. That shit insured. And even if we do all that stuff, we can see some change, but it still, I don't think it's going to end racism because you doing all that stuff is not going to, like he said, what can we do about it? We really can't do nothing about it but keep living because you can't change the way they think. You know what I'm saying? You only can change what's within. And when you say infiltrate, you can infiltrate and make your community stronger for us, the black people stronger, but you will never change the way they think.
Yep. If you elect, okay, by your scenario, Rock, if you select, you get a mayor that's black. You get a whole police force that's black. That doesn't change the hillbilly around the corner from still thinking racism.
Right.
So,
that's what
no, it don't.
Right.
My example,
for putting your people in office, but it don't change the mentality.
no, my example was a start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Now, like you said, can it end completely? Most likely no. You know what I'm saying? But you can help lessen some of the things that we see on social media via these. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I okay. And one other thing, though, you say start there. I believe we as a people will never go to the heights we supposed to be at because we as our black people, we don't have unity.
I was gonna touch on that too because I wrote that down.
Like when those Mexicans came over here and started working and all that stuff, those Mexicans turned out to be the majority now.
You know
not
why?
The minority. They labeled as the minority, but they are the majority.
But you know why though?
Because they stick together. You got them, they come over here, they'll sleep 10 in the damn house till they get on their feet.
I'm finna say that.
And it's like that with every race, man. Like, we talk to these, like, everybody, like, the big thing is the Chinese people treating the black people a certain way and all that stuff. But if you look at some of the models that they do when they come over here and how they get started and everything, where everybody pooling together and then they put one person on, then the other people come and work in the store, and then they all get the money together again, they put another person on and get them a business, and that's how they keep getting all these businesses everywhere. When they come, they work together. We don't work together.
Yeah, and I think
it's a crab in a barrel mentality when it comes to the black community. Right. Everybody's in competition. I don't care if they white, if they Chinese, if they Hispanic. I'm sorry for saying Chinese. If they white, if they Asian descent, if they Hispanic, if they Russian, it don't matter. Everybody with them, they have the okay, I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna put you on mentality. With
hey man,
when
the meeting is no longer has a time limit.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
We good. Now in the black community, bro, and it's just in my time of living and watching how people move, and not just our race but everybody else's race. You get one person, I'm gonna use Burger King or McDonald's for example. You come in as a crew worker / food handler, whatever they call those positions, and they get a little promotion to shift leader, not even a manager, to a shift leader, and they go to their head and they start losing it like they the man or they the woman. Like, you gonna listen to me because this is my position. They throw their weight around. Other people, they wait till they get the corporate status to start using some of them, not everybody, get to that corporate level to where, okay, well, look, this is what I need you to do. You should do this. Now, all of them don't be like that. A lot of them like, you gonna do this. You dig what I'm saying? But my point is, they get up there. They get to that other level. They get past the low level or basically a streetwalker. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Professor, sir.
Damn, we talking about prostitutes? What we talking about?
No,
I kind of lost my train
man.
of thought. You said something about streetwalkers. I kind of lost my train of thought for a second.
Man, I'm sorry if I made you lose your train of thought. Nope.
You did kind of take it somewhere else.
No, my bad. I mean, ladies of leisure. Let me correct it.
Mr. Professor, what's your take on it?
Wow. Oh my God. Oh, bro, I just woke up, dog. Look, softball kicked my ass yesterday. My thought is, hey man, that's my stuff. Racism. It was a sign that said racism is as American as baseball. It's it's here. I mean, and my wife made a point that it's not gonna be stamped out until it's discussed in the youth. You know what I'm saying? Because right now the youth, I think, is the movement. You know, not the older generation, it's the youth. Because I'm
listening to you. That's just I'm thinking while you talking.
I'm about to say because right now, if you start in grade school, because the point that was made was, you know, they're talking about acceptance. What is that? Oh, I got echo?
No, I know more is gone.
All right, cool. No, but the point was that, like, if you start teaching acceptance, you know, like all the anti-racial stuff in grade school, the way they start teaching about like homosexuality, acceptance in grade school, and just let that carry on through, I think that'll be another good way to stamp it out. Because, like I said, because you figure the people who were doing the lynching are now grandparents, still great grandparents. They're still around. So it's almost like we almost have to seriously really wait out a whole nother generation in order for it to pray that the majority of them people are gone and they siblings and kids learn something different, have a different mindset. And I'm tired of shit.
So basically what you're saying is education is the key.
Education got to be the key. Education.
But to me,
I agree with Troop because before you start getting the colors, a man is a man, a woman is a woman. And when you start respecting a person, when you look them straight in the eye, you can respect the person as a human being. And when they start looking at colors and think what you can't do and what you can do because of your race, that's when they start deplenishing and start thinking that black people do this and black people do this and all we know how to do is just rob, steal, and all that. But a human being is a human being before you even get to race. And I think we lost that respect a long time ago when they start getting on Facebook and all these other places and complaining that blacks do this and blacks do that. And well, for us, my concern about the whole thing is crime is crime. Everybody do something. And they don't have certain things to do about black people are more violent than white people or anything like that. It starts off like Troop said. If you start teaching these kids human beings are human beings and they don't have a color.
Right.
So
hey, he just touched on something that I liked, and I was gonna try to save it for another show or something. But he just said like black people are more violent and all that, and like just like over the past couple of weeks, or past years, not weeks, but just years period. They always say that like you said, black people are animals. They violent, they murder. All they do is kill each other. But I want to say something like about the black on black violence. It's black on black violence because that's who you around. White people around white people, and they commit crimes against other white folks. Black people around black people, so that's why they commit crimes against
Yeah,
black
just
folks.
like it's white on white violence.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think the only reason that gets brought up because, which Black Lives Matter is the dumbest statement to me to be made.
Say that again. Say that again.
Black Lives Matter is the dumbest statement to use to push your movement.
That
Now,
whole movement is some bullshit, though.
yeah,
That shit is like a fucking. That's a cover up for the fucking lesbian community and shit. That's who run that shit. That's what that shit is. They put it out there as Black Lives Matter, but that's the cover up.
see, but when they use that statement,
shit.
oh yeah. When you use that statement, though, you make it to where like, do Black Lives Matter? Ain't that like a question? So how do they fuck they self up? Is
but I also agree with Brandon though. Black on black crime is because we don't hang around them, or they distance themselves from black people. So that's why majority of the time I never grew up with them many white people. I grew up with
you commit crimes in the areas you stay in and where you visit.
Right, exactly.
My experience, I went to a multicultural school. You know what I'm saying? So we had blacks, whites, Africans, we had Haitians, Chinese, Russians, everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything is like a melting pot of cultures. Yes, we had race wars in that school where blacks was against the Bosnians and so forth and so on.
That's because y'all was stealing their radios and shit out their car.
Don't hold on, bro.
He was jacking.
You know what, man? I don't even have no comeback for that, man. So I'm gonna just shut up on that. But what I was saying, I was getting at, like, I'm saying that because they using Black Lives Matter and things like that. Within the past 2 days, man, while they doing this Black Lives Matter things, we done had about 10 black folks get killed by other black folks. And they screaming police brutality.
Shit, more than that.
I'm just saying, just 2 days. I'm saying these 10 that made the news, though. One of them I know, you know what I'm saying, down off of Grand and Sullivan by Bing Lou.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So man, I have a question after you finish, Rock, about that though.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, and I ask people, if Black Lives Matter and you only speaking out when the police do something, why not speak out when your own kind do it?
Yep, that's why I said they shouldn't use that as their statement, like Black Lives Matter, when we fucking killing ourselves, man, you know, at high numbers. Like, I get what they trying to say. It's just a bad statement, and I can't rock behind Black Lives Matter.
Like, it was a judge who was trying his case. I forgot where. I'm gonna look it up, but I think it was like in Michigan or some shit like that. It was a black dude on trial for murder. And he was just telling the dude, he was like, man, they got mad at him. He was like, I'm so tired of seeing black people coming here for murder. He say, man, y'all doing a way better job, more effective job than the Ku Klux Klan could ever do.
That's true.
And that's what I said. When he said it, they got mad, but I was like, he's speaking facts.
That's the truth.
Yeah. My thing is, man, I got a little compassion for him, man. All these officers accused of murdering black people. And you sit back and you think, and I was thinking about this the other day. Them cases where white folks will go crazy and kill black folks and all that. But it's black officers on them police forces too. And I wonder how they feel about working with white people that they feel is being accused of being racist. So I'm like, on this end, you got the brotherly love of officers that's supposed to have a brotherly bond, And on this end, you got a cop that don't like black people. So I wonder how a black officer feel when a couple cops in his own precinct is accused of racism, and he done been out to lunch with these guys, and he done been like with coffee with them and shit. And I wonder how that ends up.
You got to ask yourself with that. It's cool to ask that question about him. What about what is excuse me? What is he doing to the people of the community that he serves? Because yeah, it be a lot of the white cops doing dirty shit, but I've seen more black cops do more dirty shit to black folks than white cops.
Because it's not racism, man. When it comes to a lot of police shit, man, it's all about the blue life, the blue shield, man. Like, we get shit confused with racism and bad policing, man. I've been fucked up.
I believe that.
Yeah. I've been in situations where a black officer has done me more wrong than a white officer has.
Yeah.
It's
They used to like to show out for the white one, it seemed like.
maybe.
Black police showing off for the white cop.
Yeah, that was in the song, wasn't it?
That was NWA.
I know, I just listened to it the other day.
Let me ask you a question.
Hey, and I was hoping Adam say naughty by nature too.
Let me ask you
a question.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the George Floyd officer, do you think he killed them out of racism?
No.
No, he killed them because he knew him.
Yep.
I don't think it had nothing to do with race. They
say
they bumped heads in a club up there.
To be honest with you, man, I don't think he killed them for racism, man.
I think he fucked his dog or something like that.
I think he got carried away with his tactics. And
I don't think it was that. They had 17. They had 17 run-ins.
No, he's just an asshole. That's the problem.
They worked together. They worked together as security guards at a club or a bar or something. Now, don't quote me on that, but it was one of them two of that nature. They worked together, and they done had 17 run-ins before this last one.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: on 2 or 3 of these cases, it seems like it's racism. On a lot of other of these cases, it seemed like to me it was good police work. But
you know what?
Unfortunately, everybody got a camera, and unfortunately, right now the police bad rap about everything.
You know why?
Why?
Because some of them, they give themselves a bad rap. However, the media is paid to spew and spin things a certain way for ratings so they can keep their money coming. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to tell you about the cops that go in the community and help the people out for real, or show you videos of, and I seen this the other day. You know how I don't know if y'all do it, but you be on Facebook and you press the play for some of them videos that be on there, and they have other videos when you scroll of different things. Tipsy bartender, they call it yellow teeth, some dude cooking, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So it was a video of the cop. It was some kids and some grown folks. They was in the street racing like some of us used to do back in the day. Middle of the street, have a foot race. Excuse me, the cop pulled up and they was like, why don't you get out and race? He parked his cruiser and he got out and he raced the little dude. You know what I'm saying? And after he got done, they slapped fast, fist bumps and everything, and he got in the car and he pulled off. Like, you don't have that type of stuff no more for real. But I got I'm gonna bring my wife on and let her put her spin on it about racism in America in 2020.
Hold on, let me make one statement.
Okay.
I think we get racism confused with class. Racism to me isn't as big as it is. I think it's about rich and poor right now. I think black people don't understand that right now.
Most don't. That's true though. I agree with you.
Haves and the have-nots.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what it's all about. You either
Because
got
when
it or
you got money, it's a whole lot of things you can do or get away with. Not or get away with. There's certain things you can say.
Myself,
Huh?
me being 44 years old, I ain't never had not one single bad experience with police. I can honestly say that, knock on wood, I ain't never had not one single bad experience with police. As long
Well,
as
you must have
I'm
been.
I have, but that's not gonna make me
out here
say they
doing
all
what I need to do, huh?
I said I have, but that's not gonna make me say they all bad.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not saying that they all bad, but I'm just saying my turn is all the bad stuff I see on the internet or on Facebook or something like that. Never experienced that myself.
Racism is still alive in America in 2020. All righty, so it's not gonna be my wife, it's gonna be my little sister. And here she go.
Oh.
Everybody, meet Miss Rhonda.
Oh.
Hey.
So this is talk about.
Is racism still alive?
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
then,
I know racism still alive.
so,
I mean, I think it's of course it's a modern day racism. I think it's a modern day type of slavery as well too. To expand on that too. But like, what have y'all talked about as far as y'all perspective?
Yeah, just how we feel about it is going on.
What have y'all said?
Social media. Is it really racism or is it the has and have not type like that? You know.
Do you think the
No, it's definitely not the have and the, I mean, that's a part of it. I think when it comes to racism, there's different sectors of what it is. I think, of course, you have has and the have-nots because even in our own community, you have blacks that, you know, think of it's prejudice or act a certain way, a low-class black, and you have whites that act that way towards the collective of African-American culture. So that, I think that's one aspect of it. But I mean, I think we know that. I think we know racism exists. It's the fact, like, are we ever going to progress past it? Because I think everybody's saying, like, with the new situation, of course, like, the George Floyd thing, that the police brutality, I think that's one aspect. And I think with the looting and everything, I think people need to, like, definitely look past that and look at the more social activist part of it. Because, of course, looting is always not going to get there. And I was just talking yesterday. And I think, like, who's the person in Atlanta that spoke with T.I.?
Killer Mike.
Yeah, I think his message really needs to ring with people, that we do not need to let people know what our right hand is doing. And we need to move not so publicly. And I think we need to stop doing that as a culture, because we're letting them know what we're doing and preparing them for what's to come. So I don't know what you guys' perspective of it is. I mean, I see it more being in the South, living in Texas. Oh, of course. I can't see where the camera is.
In front of.
Oh, can I hear me?
I
don't know.
To me, the way we get past racism is don't fucking worry about it. Look, I can't control whether a person likes me. Can you control whether a person likes you?
No, you can't control it. I don't think it's necessarily a liking aspect. It's more so a respect a person for who they are. Respect It's a respect thing.
Everybody ain't gonna like you though.
You know what? I feel you on that, but at the end of the day, it's still about respect.
Yeah, you don't have to like me to respect me.
Everybody ain't gonna respect you though.
I mean, that's true, but at the end of the day, everybody has respect. Things will go a little different in the world, not just in the United States.
So basically, you want to force people to respect you.
Respect is earned, it's not given.
Okay, if they don't respect you, what do you do?
Say what?
If they don't respect you, what do you do at that point?
Then you have to walk away. But at the same time, but if you're walking away, you have to make sure that they're not throwing rocks at you though.
Okay. When you say rocks, what do you mean by that?
It's not rocks is the metaphor. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that's going on, and I'm gonna use just America today. When they throwing stuff at you, so as we discussed earlier, when I said about the guy in South Carolina that shot the 9 black people in the church and they took on the Burger King. You know what I'm saying? Had that been a black man that went up into a white church and shot them 9 people, he wouldn't have made it out there church alive.
But that's more of equality. But there's not an equal. We already know there's not an equal justice system. So therefore, like that's where it starts too. It's the justice system, and it's putting the right people. Like they always say, go out there and putting the right people in the right places to do that. But at the same time, like we have to think as a culture more for ourselves that we can do ourselves, because we have some people, what they say, like that slave mentality. We have to break ourselves from that and know that we can do better. We have the opportunity. It's not going to be hard, but we need to come together as a community so we can put our people in the right places so we don't have issues where we have a fair shot at having that equality.
Rothstein, what you think?
I'm kind of all over the place. I agree with kind of like some points she's making, and I agree with the points Anna making. I mean, kind of like, I don't believe, me personally, I don't believe things don't change because you got people who stand in their way and how they do things. And I kind of agree with certain things, like what you said, things can be taught at a younger age and maybe curb some of it, but like I don't truly believe it'll be 100% stumped out, never.
So do y'all think starting on the curve is better than nothing?
You say what?
So do you think starting on the curve is better than actually doing nothing at all?
I still miss what you said.
I said, do you think starting on the curve of making a change, do you think that's okay or not okay? Do you think that's better than doing nothing at all?
No, I believe you can do some things, but you just like kind of like you gotta actually know what to do. And I don't even think like, and she made a point. I don't know your name. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it, and I don't want to keep calling you she.
It's running.
Okay, the point, and it was made that certain things can change for equality in the justice system in these offices and stuff like that if we actually ran for some of this stuff. I mean, certain things can change for us. Like I know the legal system, it ain't an equal playing field when you going through certain things. And I know that we are prosecuted to the full extent of the law, while majority of the time they're prosecuted to the limit, to the minimum, I mean.
Right.
And so it kind of goes in the whole thing, like what it kind of goes back to, like what I was saying about the unity thing. We don't have unity in our community. If we have unity and able to come together and put together a plan and make everything effective in the plan and be able to execute it, then you'll start seeing where we probably get a little bit more equality and everything like that. But until we come together as a whole, I think it's still gonna remain the same.
So my new question is, and it's for everybody, what do you think would be a start or a starting point into helping put the curve or putting something into place to help start making a change so that we do have more equality than what we have now, and or trying to get more respect and or understanding?
First of all, black people need to start respecting black people before they start respecting us.
You broke up. Say that again.
Black people got to start respecting people before anything.
100%.
Before they start respecting us, we're gonna have to start respecting ourselves first, and the way we treat other black people. Black people been killing black people for the longest. So when we start respecting each other first, then they're gonna start respecting us. It's not gonna change anything, but it's gonna get us to step one.
I agree. It always starts in your home. The way I curb, my mentality is for curbing racism and curbing any type of hatred is building worrying about what's in my home. The black on black crime, all of that stuff, it all starts in my home. So I'm not concerned about what's going on the outside. I'm building my home up. And that's all I can worry about. I can't control what's going on around me. I can control what's going on in my home. And same thing with what Stink was saying too. We got to start loving ourselves. We got to start working as black people. I was talking about my personal home, but our home as black people, we got to start working on our home as black people as well, which starts with loving one another. Black on black crime, we gotta stop that, cut that down. You know, it's a lot of things.
Because, like I said before we even get the color, a man is a man, a woman is a woman. We all human beings, and we don't treat each other like that. So before we get the colors and saying what race don't like other races, we've been neglecting and respecting each other anyway. And like Adam said, it starts at home.
What you think, Ron?
Most of these people raise their kids to hate white people.
Some of them do. You're right. Rhonda, what you think?
I see.
I mean, I think that's where it has to start. It has to start within. I mean, that's any progress. Even with self-progress, you got to heal yourself before you can go out there and heal other people. So I think that starts the same thing with race. We have a lot of hatred within ourselves. I mean, we all know we have the whole thing with colorism within our within the black community as well. So if we discriminating against ourselves, but then we want the outside to respect us, we looking like fools. So yes, it starts within our own homes, our own race, our own community, and then building out. That's basically what some of the other people doing. Like, we need to stop going to other communities and other races and all of that asking for handouts. Similar to like the Asian community, they keep everything within and they build within each other. Why are we doing that?
You tell them, Sister Rhonda. You tell them. You tell them, Sister Rhonda.
And he touched on exactly the same thing, like I said, about them. How they build up their community, hire family only, and build up and put the other one, the next one on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so when we get done recording, man, we gonna talk about some things, but for now, we're gonna wrap it up. And I appreciate everybody's comments. I appreciate everybody's input. Okay. So right now we're gonna sign out. We're gonna pick back up next week. We're gonna come back to y'all with another topic. So I hope y'all enjoyed the content we put out for y'all today. And again, thank you for tuning in to the radio, guys. Man, we signing out.